Good Tuesday morning, Oswego, and thanks for waking up with us. I'm Dan I. Coming up this morning, the future of the East Syracuse Police Department is in question, and more details from the deadly robbery in Granby continue to surface. That and more in just a minute, but first a quick check of your weather to get you out the door with Chief Meteorologist Molly Matat. Good morning, Molly.
Good morning, Dan, and a chilly good morning to you, Oswego. We're going to take a quick check of your weather right now. As you can see, right now we are sitting at a whopping 3 degrees here in Oswego, only 3 of them this morning. Unfortunately, it's definitely going to be a chilly start today, but look at these winds. They're relatively calm for now, so as you can see, your real feel isn't being docked too much. However, these winds will pick up as we head throughout the day, and we will see wind chills below 0, so make sure you grab that winter jacket, scarf, hat, gloves, anything you can to protect that skin. Now, additionally, you can see right now we do have some flakes falling from the sky, and as we pan to your regional radar, this is a little bit misleading. As you can see, the radar shows that we're under clear skies right now, but if you look further over western Lake Ontario, that is the remnants of a lake effect band that actually affected us today. I know on my morning commute over, we had a pretty decent dump of snowfall last night, a couple inches, but big fluffy flakes, so it shouldn't impede your travel too much this morning. This lake effect band is going to stick with us into the early morning hours, but it will start to lift north. However, I'm not counting out snow for the rest of the day, but the main story is very cold, man. This cold air is going to stay with us for at least the next 48 hours, and we will have some spotty snow showers move into our area, but it is going to feel bitter cold at least until Thursday. So for today, expect flurries. It will increase to widespread snow showers by the afternoon, really affecting all of eastern and central New York. We're only going to top out at around 18, but the sun will make a few guest appearances today with winds out of the southwest, like I said, picking up to 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now here's my favorite part of our Storm Team 3-day forecast. As you can see, the snow stays with us Tuesday into Wednesday. We have that last blast of really cold air Wednesday night. We're going to bottom out at around 5, could be even colder. But look at Thursday. The sun's in the sky, only a few clouds, and no snow in the forecast. Now, I'll have a full look at your forecast to see if these great conditions continue into your weekend, but for now I'm going to send it back to the desk with Dan.
All right, thank you, Molly. The ongoing debate over whether to dissolve the East Syracuse Police Department has come down to the voters once again. For the second time in 2 years, voters will decide the fate of the department's full and part-time officers. The result would be a merger with the nearby DeWitt Police Department, which would keep the 5 full-time officers but lay off the part-time. From East Syracuse, the vote is now scheduled for April 2nd. And the details surrounding Anthony Miller's death continue to emerge this morning. According to state police, the 3 teens who are being charged in the crime went to Miller's mobile home with the intention of robbing him and taking marijuana. When the altercation turned physical, 17-year-old Michael Selly says that Miller ran into his 10-inch long knife. The other 2 charged, Glenwood Carr and Zachary Scott, have not admitted to harming Miller on the night he died. All 3 have been charged with second-degree murder. And the Syracuse Common Council passed an ordinance to restrict door-to-door salesmen in residential neighborhoods. The time for peddlers has been restricted from its original 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., back from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The change was passed without discussion after being proposed by 2nd District Councilor Chad Ryan, who just took office in January. Salespeople are still required to obtain a permit from the city before they go door-to-door. And this week is Major Exploration Celebration Week here at SUNY Oswego. Dante Giannetta has the story.
This week is Major Exploration Celebration Week here at SUNY Oswego. I had a chance to meet with Mark Tate, a grad assistant who's in charge of the Celebration Week. Here's what he had to say about it.
Goal of this week is to really get students to come in and talk to people in the departments. So we've set up times, or they can set it up by appointment, where students can really just go in and get a lot of information about declaring a second major, or declaring a minor, you know, things like that, really getting all of that information.
The Major Exploration Celebrations Fair will be happening all week starting on March 3rd and ending Friday, March 7th. Rather than having the fair be a one-day event like in previous years, the fair is taking place every day this week in hopes to draw in more students. The event is designed to tailor all students, from those undeclared looking to find a major to those declared looking to find a job.
Behind me right now is one of 4 workshops happening in the campus center throughout the week. Students have the opportunity to work with Mark on a variety of subjects that pertain to their academic and career goals.
Students who are undeclared, or even if they are declared, they want to find out more information about their own major, different majors, I come in and they basically take stock of all the majors. We go through the course catalog, they read up information on it, and then I show them all of the resources that we have online.
Students who are looking to go to the workshops must register online before the event. You can email majorexplorations@oswego.edu, or if you can't make it to any of these workshops, you can make an appointment online at oswego.edu/majorexploration. I spoke to Michaela Johnson, one of the attendees of the workshop, and she had nothing but good things to say about it.
It was definitely informative. It helped me realize there are a lot other majors than what I just came in here wanting to do. So I'm kind of glad I actually came. The most beneficial parts were definitely looking at the links and seeing the kind of careers and the jobs that went along with my major, and the different kind of quizzes and assessments I can take to see who I am before I go into my major and go into the fields.
I had a chance to attend one of the workshops myself, and I thought it was a great experience, and I encourage everyone at SUNY Oswego to register and come to one of the workshops. This is Dante Janetta for WTOP 10 News.
All right, well, coming up after the break, we'll have a look at your state and national news, as well as a full check of your weather with Chief Meteorologist Molly Matat. But first, take a look at the sunrise this morning as you head out the door. Stay with us. You're watching WTOP 10's Top in the Morning.
The SUNY Oswego MBA program, ranked 14th in the United States according to U.S. News and World Report. 5-year MBA programs are available for public accounting, broadcasting, and psychology. MBAs are also available for management, health services administration, and public accounting. Classes available full or part-time on campus, online, or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available at oswego.edu/MBA or by calling 315-312-2911.
SAVAC ambulance respond to a 1 Bravo response, basement of Kiva Hall.
Dispatch, SAVAC 1, en route.
Hey, we're with SAVAC. How can we help you today?
TOP. Bom.
Welcome back to Top in the Morning. Molly, you telling me there's a chance for a warm-up coming later in the week?
There is a chance for not necessarily a warm-up, a little bit of a warm-up, but we will see some clearer skies and less snow. I can't remember the last time I did a forecast and snow wasn't forecasted for Oswego. In fact, speaking of snow, we actually had a little bit of a surprise kind of dump of snow this morning. As you can see from our picture of the day, that is several inches of accumulation on these clouds, or on these cars rather, not on the clouds, right outside of the PL Suites. And that was actually a lake effect band that's currently affecting us right now. Now we're very chilly this morning with 3 degrees, only 3 degrees this morning. However, these winds are relatively calm, so the real feel won't be bumped down too much for your morning commute. Now as we head throughout the day, those winds will pick up. We'll see wind chills below zero rather. We were actually under wind chill advisory this morning. That ended at 8, so it won't be in the dangerous zone, but it will definitely be uncomfortable as you head to your morning classes or work this morning. Now the snow is starting to hang around with us, or I'm sorry, the chilly trend really does stick with us throughout the state. As you can see, many of our states are below zero. -1 in Poughkeepsie, Binghamton, -4 in Jamestown, -5 up in Watertown. In fact, our 4 cities that are above freezing freezing are only at either 1 degree or 4 degrees. Now the cold spot is at Glens Falls at -12. You guys have a bitterly cold start to your morning. You will warm up to above 0, but not much more than that. And if you want a hot spot, I guess you could call it that, at 13 degrees, you'd have to head all the way down to the Big Apple. Now your top weather headlines today: the snow does continue today. First, we're affected by lake effect. That starts to move off and new snow starts to move in. That cold blast that we're under right now is unfortunately going to last all the way into tomorrow and into tomorrow evening. However, will we have a break from the flakes? I'll get to that in just a couple minutes. But first, let's look at your radar. As I said before the break, this is a little bit misleading. We have a lake effect band that's just starting to stick around in western Lake Ontario, and that's what gave us those couple inches of accumulation this morning. And that will stay with us into the later morning hours. However, the story today, very, very cold for all of New England. Temperatures are not going to break above freezing, and we will have wind chills below 0 almost all day, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Now for today, we will have flurries for most of the day, and we will see increased snow showers by the afternoon. Now by increased, I don't necessarily mean intensity. I mean it will be more widespread as we head into the afternoon, and you can see that from our futurecast. At 10 a.m., it doesn't show it here, but that lake effect band is going to start to press north into Watertown, and we should see a decrease in snow. Now as we head to 1 p.m., you can see the synoptic disturbance is starting to move right onto the coast of Lake Ontario, and we could see some increased flurries by your lunch hour. However, by 4 p.m., you can see really just widespread snow showers all in central New York, even into the Tug Hill region, and those are going to stick with us right until 7 p.m. this evening. So the snow will continue to stick around. Continued flurries. It's going to be heavier towards the morning hours. So if you do have evening plans tonight, your travel shouldn't be impeded too much more into your morning commute for Wednesday. We're only going to bottom out at around 12. That's only a couple degrees lower than our high, and that's because we have these cloudy skies. That's going to keep whatever heat we do have in our area with calm winds overnight. Now this major cold outbreak is really the focus of our weather for the next 48 hours. This Arctic high pressure system is centered right over the Ohio Valley. That's going to start to move into our area, and we're going to see widespread temperatures 15 to 30 degrees, very below normal, even for early March, and with near record lows. Now, fun fact, we are more by Lake Ontario, so our temperatures are going to be a little bit more moderated, but we certainly will be cold. Tomorrow morning flurries are going to increase into the afternoon. We're going to warm up a little bit, if you want to call it a warm up, to 22 with winds out of the east at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Now the 5-day forecast, this is really the head story right now. As you can see, the snow stays with us for Tuesday and Wednesday, but look at Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The snow just goes right away from our region. In fact, we break freezing on Friday, so make sure you enjoy your little taste of spring as we go. Dan?
Thanks again, Molly. Well, with just weeks left to sign up for insurance on healthcare.gov, a growing number of people are opting to enroll in a Christian alternative to traditional health insurance. These healthcare sharing ministries are nationwide networks that share each other's medical bills. The idea being that those who are dedicated to living a Christian lifestyle will have lower premiums because of the choices they make. These ministries do not act as traditional health insurance companies and are not bound by law to pay for the care of their members. Well, the murder trial that has captured the attention of the world began yesterday in South Africa as Oscar Pistorius pled not guilty to the charge of murdering his girlfriend, Riva Steenkamp. Pistorius shot her 4 times through a closed bathroom door, claiming he thought that she was an intruder. Prosecutors believe the shooting followed a loud fight, calling on other community members to testify that they heard a blood-curdling scream before the gunshots. The trial is being broadcast on live TV in South Africa and around the world. Well, much of the world is on edge today as Russia comes down hard on Ukraine. Thousands of Russian troops are already in the country, and now Moscow is considering legislation that will make part of Ukraine Russian territory. Polo Sandoval has the latest from Washington.
Russia is denying reports it's planning a full military assault if Ukrainian forces don't surrender. State media in Russia reported a Russian naval commander issued that threat to Crimean authorities. A few hours later, Russia's Interfax news agency quoted a spokesman for the Russian Black Sea Fleet calling those reports, quote, utter rubbish. But whatever Russia has planned, U.S. officials estimate 6,000 Russian troops are already in Crimea, taking full operational control there. This has put the rest of the world on edge.
The steps Russia has taken are a violation of Ukraine's sovereignty, Ukraine's territorial integrity, that they're a violation of international law.
In Moscow, Russia's parliament is considering legislation that could ultimately lead to the annexation of Crimea as Russian territory. Russia says it simply wants to protect its people, but Ukraine's ambassador to the UN isn't buying it.
No evidence that Russian-speaking population or Russian ethnic population in Crimea, they're under threat.
In Washington, Secretary of State John Kerry echoed President Obama's feelings, condemning Russia's invasion of Crimea as a, quote, incredible act of aggression. Kerry expected to arrive in the region on Tuesday. In the meantime, the rest of the world is watching and waiting. Many countries are warning if Russia doesn't back down, there could be consequences. Those include economic sanctions and a break in diplomatic relations. Canada has recalled its ambassador to Moscow, and the world's 7 major powers have also suspended preparations for the upcoming G8 summit. I'm Polo Sandoval reporting.
And let's bring it back home with what's happening in Oz with Rob Hackford. Rob, how's it going?
Well, this week I took a step back into childhood and caught up with SUNY Oswego's Lifestyle Center's Red Wagon program. They're just wheeling around healthy living.
This little red wagon is spreading the ideas of healthy living across the SUNY Oswego campus. With healthy topics across the board, I was able to catch up with this red wagon on a mission. The topics?
Different topic every week. So one week it's going to be like this week, it's nutrition. Last week it was fitness.
So this week we are talking about nutrition. We are going around and giving students these cards and asking them to pick how much sugar is in each of these drinks. So we have Pepsi, which is 41 grams. And the one that always tricks kids up is Gatorade and apple juice and orange juice. And it's kind of confusing because of how much sugar is in all of them.
The wagon isn't a new presence either.
The Red Wagon has been around for a couple of years now. It's definitely something that's taken off on our campus, and a lot of other campuses are interested in this because it's a great way to talk to our peers.
And their mission?
We promote healthy living and healthy choices.
The wagon is operated by the SUNY Oswego Lifestyle Center and also runs many other events on campus.
Every Thursday night we do open mic night, 7:30 in the Lake Effect Cafe in the library. This week is pajama party week, so wear your pajamas because, yeah, why not?
With its untraditional way of approaching individuals about the way they live.
Well, Rob, I know I certainly would have been tripped up with the Gatorade and apple juice portion of that. I had no idea so many drinks were so full of sugar.
Yeah, for the most part, you just really want to stick with water for your primary beverage throughout the day. But milk is also a good choice, as they spoke to me about. But any sugary drink, pop especially, is just terrible for your nutrition.
And certainly, staying away from sugar will always make you a healthier individual.
For sure.
All right, thank you, Rob. Well, coming up after the break, we'll have Chelsea Frisbee with a full look at what's happening in the entertainment world. Stay tuned. You're watching WTOP 10's Top in the Morning.
The SUNY Oswego MBA program, ranked 14th in the United States according to U.S. News and World Report. 5-year MBA programs are available for public accounting, broadcasting, and psychology. MBAs are also available for management, health services, administration, and public accounting. Classes available full or part-time on campus, online, or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available at oswego.edu/MBA or by calling 315-312-2911.
SAVAC ambulance respond to a 1 Bravo response, basement of Cuba Hall.
Dispatch, SAVAC 1, en route.
Hey, we're at SAVAC. How can we help you today?
W. 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 T.O.P. Bom.
Welcome back to Top in the Morning to you, Oswego. I'm Storm Team 10 Chief Meteorologist Molly Matat here with a quick look at your weather to get you out the door this morning. Now, we are having a very chilly start this morning. We are at a whopping 3 degrees right now, only 3 of them. However, this wind is relatively calm right now, so your real feel, as you can see, isn't being docked too much. But those winds will pick up as we head throughout the day. We will have wind chills below 0. Now, as you can see, the snow is already starting to fall, and that'll be part of our main story. But before we take a look at that, I want to look at this chilly trend all around the state. As you can see, many cities below the 0 mark, Poughkeepsie, Binghamton at -1, -5 in Jamestown, or Watertown rather, and -4 at Jamestown. In fact, our cities that are above freezing are only at a couple degrees. Look at that cold spot in Glens Falls at -12. You guys will break above 0 today, but it will definitely be a cold one for the state. Now, the regional radar, if we take a look at this, as you can see, it's a little bit misleading. As you can see right now, it looks like we're precipitation-less in Oswego. However, if you look over western Lake Ontario, you can see there's a little bit of a remnant band of lake effect. That gave us a couple inches this morning, and that will continue to affect our weather in the early morning hours, but it will press up into the northern region, and we will see some clear skies for a little bit today. However, flurries are mainly widespread throughout the day today. We will see increased showers by the afternoon. We're only going to top out at around 18, but we will see a few appearances from the sun with winds out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, Tuesday, we're looking at very cold conditions. Spotty snow showers will start to affect the area in the later afternoon hours. In fact, if we look at our day planner for you at 9 o'clock when we wrap up our broadcast, we're only at about 7 with increasing flurries. As we head to your lunch hour, we're at 15 with more widespread snow showers across the entire New York area. And as we head for our commute home, we hit that high of 18, and we'll see some light snow into the evening hours. The flurries do stick with us overnight, and as we head towards the morning, we see more of an increase in snowfall. We're going to bottom out at around 12 with calm winds, so if you do have any evening plans, it will be cold, but certainly not as cold as it is during the daytime today with those wind chills. Now, for tomorrow morning, flurries, they will increase as we head throughout today. We're going to see a high of 22 with winds out of the east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, as we look at your late week, as you can see, we see a little bit of a dip in the jet stream, and we do have a low pressure system in Canada with a cold front that really sweeps through the Midwestern states. However, we will stay with these relatively sunny skies as we head to our 5-day storm team forecast. Snow sticks with us through Wednesday. We have that last blast of really cold Arctic air on Wednesday night. But as we head into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, you can see the snow starts to clear up in our area, and we start to break freezing on Friday. I can't remember the last time we did a forecast and snow was not the predominating factor, so definitely a good break from the snow.
I am so thankful that we've finally hit the point where we can talk about warming up again with sun
Now,
again.
let's not get crazy. We will see a little bit of a warm pocket, but
we're getting there, though. We're starting to
slowly but surely. Slowly but surely.
Don't break my heart, Molly.
I'll try
Please.
not to.
All right. Well, Chelsea, you are here to talk about entertainment. I know we've got the weekly Bieber update coming.
Yes, weekly Bieber update. We have a lot to talk about today. So, a recent tragedy has brought the international film community together. Sarah Elizabeth Jones was working as a camera assistant for the film Midnight Rider near Savannah, Georgia, when she was struck by a freight train and killed last Thursday. A group of friends set up a Facebook page urging people to show their slate. Now, film crews from all over the world have shown their support by posting photos while holding clapboards with messages of positivity. Slates for Sarah now has over 63,000 likes on Facebook, and the online presence got Sarah's name added to the In Memoriam category at Sunday's Oscars. The real winner of Sunday night didn't bring home a gold statue, but rather a floppy hat. Pharrell Williams' now infamous Ranger hat that he wore to the Grammys went on eBay last week. The auction closed Sunday, and the final bid was over $40,000. The winner was none other than Arby's restaurant chain. There's an undeniable likeness between the chain's logo and the headgear designed by Vivienne Westwood, which the internet and Arby's recognized. Proceeds from the auction will go to Pharrell's From One Hand to Another educational nonprofit. Hulk Hogan has returned to the WWE. The best-known name in pro wrestler history will be hosting a few programs, including the upcoming WrestleMania 30. He made his official debut last Monday on USA Network's Raw after 7 years of nothing more than one appearance on the network. And for your weekly Bieber update, the pop star cut his own concert short after being hit with a bottle during a performance on Saturday. In the middle of his song Boyfriend at a concert in Brazil, someone threw a blue water bottle, hitting his mic-holding hand, which prompted Biebs to walk off the stage. A half hour later, the crew came on and tore the set down. His only response to the incident was tweeting, "Love you, Brazil," after the show. This happened the day after he was seen leaving a brothel. Sounds like it was quite the trip for Mr. Bieber.
All right, thank you, Chelsea. Well, still on that Oscar high, tonight Carlos Clements will be hosting the After Oscars show on WTOP 10's Hollywood View at 10:30, right after your nightly news. So make sure to tune in and catch anything you may have missed with our Oscar expert. We're going to take a quick break and stay tuned. You're watching WTOP 10's Top in the Morning.
The SUNY Oswego MBA program, ranked 14th in the United States according to U.S. News and World Report. 5-year MBA programs are available for public accounting, broadcasting, and psychology. MBAs are also available for management, health services administration, and public accounting. Classes available full or part-time on campus, online, or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available at oswego.edu/MBA or by calling 315-312-2911.
Saveac ambulance respond to a 1 Bravo response, basement of Cuba Hall.
Dispatch, Saveac 1, en route.
Hey, we're at Saveac. How can we help you today?
W. 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 TOP. Bum.
Welcome back to WTOP 10's Top in the Morning. Well, today is National Anthem Day. On March 3rd, 1931, President Herbert Hoover signed a bill designating the Star-Spangled Banner as the official national anthem of the United States. It was written by Francis Scott Key in 1814 after he witnessed the British attack on Baltimore Harbor. The sight of the American flag flying over Fort McHenry inspired his legendary words. And well, we have time for one more quick check of your weather with Chief Meteorologist Molly Matat.
Thanks, Dan. Let's take one last look at this beautiful 5-day forecast we have in store for us. As I said, the cold air does stick with us until Wednesday. Wednesday's overnight low is 5 degrees. That's going to be the last of that really cold Arctic air that's going to affect our area. Now, as we head into Thursday and Friday, really relatively clear skies, a couple spotty clouds. We're going to break freezing finally on Friday, and we will hang on to a little bit of that heat into the weekend as clouds start to build on Saturday. And you can always follow us online at WTOP10. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/WTOP10TV. And if you have any cool weather pictures or anything you want to send them over to meteorology@WTOP10.com.
Well, Molly, our control room nearly exploded when our What's Happening in Oz segment, Rob Hackford said pop.
Yes. Now, from Buffalo, exactly what is pop? Because I'm from Syracuse and I have no idea what that is.
I've always followed the analogy that if you're going to play basketball or baseball, you're going to play ball. So if you're going to drink a soda pop, which would be the full name, you're drinking a pop. That's the way I've always looked at it.
All right.
Now that line in the New York region, right around Eastern Rochester, that's where you start to get the split.
It's a very definite line. Like one side of it is Stone Cold soda, and then the other side, pop all around.
And our sports director from last year here at WTOP, Brian Tosti, he's moved out to Illinois. He says that everyone there calls it pop. So maybe it's closer to the more into the Great Lakes.
Maybe as you head further west, we become more poppy. I don't know.
And speaking of pop if you want to go jump over to Justin Bieber once again.
Bieber.
Canceling his show, but on this one, I'm almost on his side. It's more understandable.
Absolutely. Now, he's going through a rough time, but it always happens with younger celebrities, as you know, like as they start to develop, they kind of hit a rough time. I think he's going through a rough patch right now, but I'm a little bit of a believer. I have trouble admitting it, but I will call myself a believer. I have some Bieber on my iTunes, I'm not going to lie.
All right, well, for the believer, Molly Matat, thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Dan I.
And I'm Molly Matat. Thank you for joining us this morning. Have a great day.